Yes, race fans, it's here, Ice Brew 600. I hope you guys are ready here, guys. Back to the 2016 Northern Lights Motordome. Yes, we are very excited here as there's going to be 280 miles here raced. We're going to go around the laps, I guess you would say 600 times here around the oval track here, 600 times here. We want to welcome all 76,000 waiting spectators to watch this great race here as Wayne Montana has taken the pole spot, had a great week here. You might have noticed here, Kurt Bryson and Pete McAtee changed spots there, so I want to thank the YouTuber here, this commenter that helped me out with that one. I want to thank him for that because I want to make sure that Pete McAtee and Kurt Bryson have that same amount of driving ability as, of course, it was actually rolled. So, guys, I know some of you guys have already picked who you think are going to win. Some people are picking Evan Utek. I'd like to see if he could do it. You know, he is an underdog for sure. He has no skill, basically, whatsoever besides the skill, you know, category, but literally nothing else. He doesn't have anything else that's there. So hopefully something will come good and he can use these performance chips in this very short race here to make a move and make a splash in the 2016 Scram Championship. So let's get back down to the match here, guys. We're gonna get through a couple, maybe about 70 miles here, and we'll get into the pit row and we'll see how everything turns out after those 7 turns. Let's check it out here, guys. As always, we roll the dice here, of course. The inaugural dice have rolled and the checkered flag has been waved here, guys. And we are on triple ones here, guys, which means we're going to go to the top group here. And then from that, we're going to go to 2, so rare. So we're going to go from there and we're going to check it out and see what happens here, because I believe there's also another thing that will be happening if it's, both the metallic dice are doubles. So, folks, because we rolled doubles here, a 2, we'll actually have a problem. We're going to do that the second. We're not going to do the first because, of course, they are flying around the track here for the first 10 miles here, but I don't want to have to start off the race with a problem. Let's do the move first and then have the problem occur. Kind of sometimes we'll shake things up, and, of course, we'll kind of go with the idea that we are racing and then a problem occurred. So let's go through it here, guys, with the top group having to go through the rare trait. So that's actually pretty cool, guys. I haven't done the rare trait at all yet. I do believe the rare result here for top group is right here. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I think so. So I think we actually roll the dice here. Yeah. Boy, this is pretty exciting. So let's check it out here. I'm not sure how this is going to work here, but let's do it. So, okay, so rare results. Let me get back to you. I'm going to check out the rules real quick, and I'll get back to what happens with the rare results. All right, so with this one, we're actually going to roll the red, white, and blue die here, and the red and white will be the numbers here for us, and then the blue will be the driver here. So we will utilize that for our understanding of what actually happens here. So let's see here. I think the driver finder table here, top group, red and white die. Red die indicates specific driver and top group, unless doubles. If doubles, use race leader. So that actually helps us out a lot. So let's roll that real quick here. So let's roll the red and white die here. So that'd be, what is that? The red die indicates specific driver in top group. So 6. So it'll be over to Kurt Bryson. So let's roll that again here for the actual top group rare results. So let's roll that again here. We'll roll, I guess we can just roll 2 die here. So for Kurt Bryson, let's see what happens with the rare results here. I'm not sure if this is going to happen, how it works, so we'll see how this works together. So 55 is what we have here, which says driver incident top group. Okay, so driver incident means we're going to use the driver finder to determine which driver sparks the incident. So we know that's going to be Kurt Bryson. Kurt Bryson that sparks the incident. The incident will involve either the driver in the next place ahead or behind, your choice, or you may roll a dice to determine. Both drivers roll in their trouble range, resolved using the usual procedures, and are placed on the feud list. Oh boy, this is our first time using the feud list here, guys. That's pretty exciting. So let's roll here with our half-sided dice here. So we're going to go, this is above, and then this is below. So above would be over to Jordy Pettis, and below would be Lonnie Lane. Let's see who else he hits into, who involves the driver's race. So that's above here, guys. So that's going to be over to Jordy Pettis. So it looks like Jordy Pettis is what an incident occurred here with him. So both drivers are going to roll in their trouble range, which shouldn't be too bad here. We shall see how this works out here for him. So let's roll those dice here. Got my 2 dice, and let's see what happens here for this rare result. So let's see. Okay, so let's look at Jordy Pettis, because he's the above one here first. We'll read him first. So he's got a A rating, so trouble here. I think that's what it was, right? Yeah, trouble. So A rating with that means he has to run 11 or better. So 6 means he's good, so he should be fine. He's able to make the check. Now, I think with the trouble finding, I apologize if I have to check this real quick here. Right, because I'm looking here with the trouble incident, because they have to roll in the trouble range, the usual procedure would mean that both of these guys are going to go to the bottom of the pack here, if I'm correct here. So Jordy Pettis, again, guys, correct me if I'm wrong here, because I think I'm going to make a big move here. Jordy Pettis, he rolled, and he's fine. The crew chief is able to repair that. But he's going to be placed on top of the... So basically, the last place guy, he's going to be essentially put there. So let's see how it goes here. So Kurt Bryson here. Let's roll that dice here. So a 6, and he has an A rating as well, so he's going to also get okayed there. But the 2 drivers absolutely got smashed there in the driver incident, and that will absolutely cause a yellow flag turn there, I believe, as far as I can see here, because I am looking at the trouble there, and I believe trouble does turn into a yellow flag. So this will trigger a fill the gap and also 1 or 2 yellow flags. So 1 or 2 cars are involved, 1 yellow flag. So this will incur a yellow flag turn no matter what. So there will be a 1 lap that will have to be played, or 1 turn that will be basically just yellow flag. So that's what happens here. So let's fill the gap here real quick. So we have to, of course, move in the next guy here. So filling the gap, again, of course, guys, we just basically move all the drivers in the group toward the front, and basically then we move spilling the faces from that group. Basically, in the next group, let's see here. All right, so I was actually looking over real quick, and you probably heard me kind of talking and then led off into a cut there. But because of the fact that it was a yellow flag, we basically just move people into the next area because they move in maintaining the order. If no yellow flag occurred, roll the red die against the gas pedal rating of the top driver in the next group down. If you roll equal to or less than, blah, 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 he moves forward. So essentially, because it's a yellow flag, Lonnie Lane will move up, and then we'll just move it from that sense, basically moving forward. So then Julie Justice, Tom Rossi, they all move forward because we are going into a yellow flag. So it's kind of easier in that sense to understand a little bit better, but here we go. So we have all the drivers moving up, and Ice Brew 600, guys, has started with a bang here, guys. Absolute smasher, a real cracker here, guys, with 2 of the top racers, Kurt Bryson and Jordy Pettis, moving all the way down to the bottom group. And that, my friends, is not even the end of the turn, because we have to roll a problem check as well, I believe, right? I think it was because it was the 2, we had multiple events. We have to roll a problem as well. So we have to do the problem finder as well on this check as well. So let's check that out as well here for the problem, because they didn't just cause all that up in the top group. That might, by chance, can move all the way down and cause what they call the big one. So let's see what happens here as we roll some dice. Okay. So we have to roll some dice here real quick. So we're going to roll the black die to roll, let's see, check the top 2 groups here. And then we'll see what happens here. So roll the black die. Well, I guess the race cam result black die will indicate which group to check. So it was the top group as well. So we're good there. So first determine that. So we're going to do the driver finder chart here. The problem finder. So red, white, and blue challenge. So let's check it out here. So roll the red, white, and blue here. Top group finder. Red and white die. Don't need the blue. All right. So red die indicates specific driver in top group. So 3. So it looks like Brooks Bilovich, right? Unless doubles, if doubles are used race leader. So it looks like Brooks Bilovich is the one that's going to be having the problem there. And then from there, it's going to be going over to the actual problem itself here. So let's check that out real quick here. Roll some dice. I'm just writing down the names here of Kurt Bryson and Jordy Pettis, as they are now feuding drivers here. So that's really interesting, because that makes some very interesting moves here. But let's roll the dice here for Brooks Bilovich on the problem finder. which is a 55. So that means it's an odd problem. So pit crew A or B, problem does not occur. He is a C, folks, so it does occur. So odd problem, let's see what happens here. 32, is this an early day for Brooks Bilovich here? Change shock mount to end of bottom group. Wow, so Brooks Bilovich had to change the shock mount there, so he's actually going to move all the way down, and that, my friends, will also then, of course, occur fill the gap. So let's quickly fill the gap real quick here, and of course, because there's going to be a yellow flag, we already had that, we just kind of move everyone up, because it's still the same turn, so it doesn't much matter at all what we're doing here. We'll just kind of move them forward, because there is a yellow flag. So Jeff Daly Jr., Corey Wallace, Ed Swanson are moving up here, folks. Really great movement here. And of course, as you can see, two drivers here that really, you know, they didn't play very well, but they had a usual little thing here. They might be having an opportunity to move all the way up as the absolute Motordome and Northern Lights here, seeing Ice Brew 600. Some really very quick action here. All right, so on mile 30 here, guys, that's 1 and 2 turns. So mile 30, we're going to roll here. The same dice here as those cars now are all set up, and we're ready to go here. Let's roll the dice here. So we got 4 for the middle group there, and then, of course, 7 will be over to reflex. So we have reflex there for the middle group. So let's check it out here, guys. Who's going to be rolling, who's going to be staying here. Because, I mean, if you guys saw the huge crash that just occurred, yes, absolutely, there's going to be some reflexes needed. So let's look. So it looks like we're going to roll for Parnell Drake here. Okay, red, white, and blue. So looks like he does pass his gas pedal check. 4 will go up to here to Lonnie Lane here. And 6, that means an automatic change here for Parnell Drake as he makes a maneuver and gets around all the way up to the 5th spot here. Let's move over to the next reflex, which will be Chris Wine. I know that a couple of people are already picking Chris Wine as an early winner here, as the Captain America 15 car here. 2, he does pass the gas metal check. 4 is going to go over to Parnell Drake, Pepper Drake here, and 4. So let's look. So Parnell Drake has the reflex trait, then 1 brake bonus, but nothing else. So he does not get the 4, and Chris Wine is making big moves here, guys, all the way up there, taking that spot. Let's look at the last one, who's Tom Rossi, sporting that 92 Chevy here. Okay, so 2 is going to pass through his gas pedal check. 4, again, guys, I'm not writing this up here, guys. This is just what's happening here. So 4 for Chris Wine, and a 6, my friend, 6, which means Chris Wine cannot do it because he has a reflex, 1 bonus brake, and then 1 actual brake star there. So 3, so he cannot come back from a 6. That's an automatic fail. So he's going to move up. So Tom Rossi, after all of this, if you notice, Parnell Drake did move up from his 15th spot to the 10th spot. So that was a pretty solid maneuver there, but he couldn't stay up in the top spot, and Tom Rossi has entered the top 7 drivers. All right, guys, we're moving into mile 40 here. All right, quick action here, guys, at the Ice Brew 600. Let's keep rolling as there's movement ahead and there's movement behind. Of course, 5, that's going to be over to the bottom group, and it's going to be 3, so that'll be smart. So let's go through as we're going to probably see a lot of maneuvers here to see some quick action. So let's see here. So smart is what we're going for here, 3. So let's see. So nope. Yes, for looks like Kirk Bryson's going to make a move here. See if he can move up here. 4, he does have a 4, so the gas pedal check is good. 4 on that one will be even side, Joey Wilson, and a 6. So that means 6 will be an automatic takedown of Joey Wilson, and Kurt Bryson is moving all the way back up into there. So good for him there. Absolute great maneuver. Jordy Pettis does not have the smart. Neither does he. Vic Holder, though, in the that very Seahawk Northwest style colors there. 5. He does not have a 5. He has a 4, so he will not be able to retrieve that one there. So he does not get that. Francisco Scovia, let's see how he does that. 56 Ford here. Built Ford tough, as they say. 3, he does have 3. He's going to go to the 4th one, and he's going to go to the odd, which would be Lonnie Lane, and 4. 4, Lonnie Lane does have smart, he does have burst, but he cannot have anything else, so that's 2. So Lonnie Lane's going to move into the bottom group here, guys. And Francisco Segovia is going to move up. Nothing for Joey Plunka. Mooch Thomas, though, he will see some action here. 2 here. He does have 2. That passes the gas pedal. That's going to move up to the 5 spot to the even Jason Leonard. And a 6 blue. That's an automatic put down there for him. So Mooch Thomas is going to move up. Wow, guys, look at all the movement that's happening here, guys. That's already 3 spots already changed here. And big moves too. So 2 is going to be Marlon McGarry, no problem. 5, and then an even. So Mooch Thomas. Let's see if Marlon McGarry is able to move through here, guys, for us. So there's a little bit of cut there. I accidentally forgot that Marlon McGarry doesn't actually have a smart trait, so he does not have that. So Austin Bigler, we're going to roll for him here. Make moves already so quick. 6, he cannot pass 6. He has a 5 there, so nope, not there. Ray Bob Walker here, rolling that 33 Ford here. Let's see what happens here. So it looks like he's got a 1, so he'll pass that. A 2, so 2 is going to be right here, and that's going to be a 1, so it's going to be a Parnell to Drake. Now, Parnell Drake only needs a 1 blue, and he has smart already in there, so he'll actually fend off Ray Bob Walker there. So good for him there. Alex Hodge will be moving up here. 78 purple here. Ford. 2, he has 2, that passes the gas pedal. 5, and even to Mooch Thomas in a blue 2. So he has 1 burst and then 1 smart trait. So it looks like Mooch Thomas will also pass by that trick. No problem there. Trevor Trossel does not have 1. Danny Baker does not have 1 either. Sean Hashigan does not. See here, Kevin Pettis does not. Jimmy Velasco, some big moves from the Green Monster here. 11 Chevy. 2 here, so he'll pass by that gas pedal. 2 here as well for it, and it'll be over to Parnell Drake. And he needs to make a 4. He does not have the ability to, so Jimmy Velasco in the Green Monster Chevy here will actually be moving in and taking in the number 10 spot, possibly getting that first 10 spot in the cup there, so good for him. Passing through all the next car drivers, Greg and Scott Steckel, okay, the X'd out car here, trying to make a move on Denny Baker's 5 car here. A 4, he has a 3, so he will not pass there. Sonny Swain, he will not. Monica Merrick, let's see here. See if Monica Merrick here, America's sweetheart here. 3, she will pass by. 6, and it will be over to Jeff Daly Jr. And 5 is absolutely going to be difficult here, but we'll see. 1 smart and 1 burst, so Jeff Daly Jr. moves up and then moves back down as Monica Merrick plays a heavy hand there and gets in there. And Donnie Schrupp, let's see how he does here. Last one up here to get called in for a check here. So a 1, he'll pass by that, and then a 2 over here, so it'll be over here, and then of course that'll be over to Jimmy Velasco, and a 3, so he only has a 1 smart, so Jimmy had taste of the 10th place, and then moved back down as the Laker fan there, Donnie Schrupp, 19 Ford, he moves in, and that, my friends, will be the end of that little turn there, and that was a great turn there for mile number 40, marked off as we go into mile 50. Okay, so mile 50 here, guys. This is almost a fourth of the way done for the race here. Again, want to thank you guys for the great feedback, great support. Absolutely smash that like button, guys. I cannot thank you enough for all the feedback. The like button is my friend and yours, because if I see more likes on this video, then I know that you guys are kind of excited for this video, and I'll continue to feel, that energization to kind of keep moving here. And energization is not a word. Man, I forget that. Okay, let's keep moving on here, guys. Let's roll some dice here for mile 50. Here we go. So a 3. So a 3 is going to be over to the middle group, and then a 11 is going to be a problem check. So goodness gracious, guys, this couldn't be much worse here, but it's going to be a middle check, so we're going to go to the driver finder for the middle group here, since we already know it's going to be there. So red, white, and blue dice here for us. Okay, so let's see here. Red, white. Why did I do the blue? I don't know why I do the blue anymore. So red and white. So it's going to be 15, I think. Yeah, 15. And so it'll be driver number 1, odd. So driver number 1, odd, will be over to Randy Kendrick. Yikes. So let's see. Randy Kendrick's going to be the one that has to go through the problem check here, guys. He just moved up, too, in that last mile marker here. Looks like... Oop, am I rolling this one wrong? I apologize, guys. We got to roll 2 dice that we know which one's which. So it's going to be 23 for the problem finder here. And the problem finder here for us says, tire rub, drop to front of bottom group. Pit crew A or B, no tire rub. Well, he has a D rating here, guys. If you see that right there. Oops, daisy, I moved the whole chart there. So a D rating there for him. So that actually means he's going to move, as it says here, 23 looks like a tire rub, drop to front of bottom group. So he's going to move all the way down here to the front of the bottom group as he moves there. So shouldn't have any problem there too much there. So he'll move down there, and then I guess, well, he can't technically move to the, I guess, do we drop him to the front middle group and then fill the gap? Huh, or do we fill the gap after we move him to the, it's kind of a question I gotta think here, because he's moving down, right? And it says just move him down to the bottom group. No, I'm going to say, you know what? We're going to fill the gap, and then we're going to put him to the bottom of the group, right? Because it doesn't make sense why you put him to the front of the group and then put him possible. Well, you know what? It does. Okay. Oh, goodness, guys. I apologize. But the way the game works, I think in my brain, you correct me if I'm wrong here, but the game says you follow through with the problem here and you put them in the place that it says. And then you then fill the gap. So we will then fill this gap here because there is no need for a yellow flag or anything like that. Yellow turn. I don't think there is any reason for it. There was just a tire rub, so nothing too bad. And then once we get to this spot right here, he will be the one up here. And since there was no yellow flag, we will have to actually roll the dice against his gas pedal. So let's check that out. So he rolls a 4, so he does get it there, and he's able to move up. That's how I feel like the game plays, because you're moving the pieces as the game kind of progresses. So if you guys don't mind, that's how I'm going to play it, because moving parts, you go 1, 2, and 3, and I feel like that was the last of the third part. So it looks like Randy Kendrick went from possibly being way up there in 9th place down to 19th. So he dropped 10 spots in that 10-mile spot there. So not very good on that 50-mile marker here as we move into possibly getting ready for a pit stop. Okay, mile 60, here we go. Okay, so that's 2, so that's going to be the top group, and then the 3, which will be Smart. So Smart group's going to be going up to the top here as we get into the, they kind of start getting themselves ready for the pit stop here. So as we of course do, get our red, white, and blue dice here, start with Julie Justice, here we go. So a 1, he passes that, no problem, and it's going to go to a 5. 5, why do I even look there? That always throws me off every time. 1, so that's no problem. A 3 though, so Wayne Montana has to go through a 3, and it's a smart check, right? Yes, it's a smart check. So Wayne has 1 smart, then he has a burst, and then he gets 2 for being a break. So essentially, he has to roll a 5 or 6 to not get knocked out. So that is passed, so Julie Justice will not be able to fend off or try to take over the race leader's position here. So let's look here. So Smart, Pete McAtee has a double smart, so let's check that out here. So, why am I rolling that? Apologize, guys. Got to roll that white die as well, because if it's a triples, then it changes completely. And it has a problem. So let's roll this again here. So we have that. Okay, so 2, he has 2, he has a 4 gas pedal. And then we go over to here. To him, 3, we already know he's going to pass that, no problem. So we're going to roll again because he's a double smart. So Pete McAtee gets another chance at Ray Montana. Okay, so 1 blue, we already know that's going to be a fail. So Tom Rossi, at this point, if you don't roll a 5 or better, so he does roll 5 on that blue, so a 3, he passes that, no problem there. So we see that 3, so he does get that race bonus there, or that, not race bonus, but he gets past the gas pedal. And then we see the 5 there, which, let's see here, means that he's going to actually take over Wayne Montana because he only has a 4 to beat. So Tom Rossi now, within that time spot there, was able to quickly maneuver himself all the way through to the victory spot there. So Billy Brett doesn't have one, but Cam Croyle does have a smart check here. So I'll roll it here and see how it goes here for him. So 2, he does have it there. And then a 2 here for the blue. And, well, Tom Rossi is going to be pretty difficult to take over. He's a really great defensive driver. So he has 2 breaks. Then 2 breaks for bonus, and smart, so 5. So he takes over that one here. And my friends, it looks like to us, Wayne Montana has been overtaken for the first time here with Tom Rossi taking 10 miles of a lead here as we go into pit row here. All right, so roll a black die to and the white die, or black die and metallic die here for the pit row. We'll get that started here as the drivers are starting to move in, and the metallic dice are going to determine the pit reordering. It tells you which drivers are switching position. So let's see here. If you roll 1 and 4 on metallic dice, you switch the drivers in those boxes in both groups. Okay, so we'll see here for us. We'll check it out here. Okay. Okay, we rolled it there for us. So it's going to be drivers in the, as far as I know, like it says here, 3 and 5. Now, I still always am very up in the air about this. 3 and 5 means we're going to do 3 and 5 here. So 3, right? Let's see here. So 3 and 5. So in the top group, right? 3 and 5. So Pete McAtee and Billy Brett will move here. In both groups, right? That's how it says here, right? And in those boxes, in both groups. And then it looks like 3, Kerry Cassioli, Kurt Bryson, and Ed Swanson and Corey Wallace will switch out as well. That's how I see it. Honestly, that's kind of how I've been doing it here. So there it is. So there's our first little step there for us. And then, of course, the black die determines which group is going to go for the fast pit. A 1 will be, of course, the top move here. So, yeah, so absolutely great there. Let's see here. So it indicates top group and leader. So let's see the fast pit here, guys. So we're going to basically just swap. We're just going to go after this. We're going to conduct here, swap all the drivers who have at least 1 performance chip to the front of the group. Okay, so let's do the fast pit first here. So fast pit's going to be top to bottom here. So Julie Justice down to, or up to Tom Rossi. So fast pit's a 9. Let's see if they get a performance chip. So we have a 7. He gets a performance chip, so good for them there. This will start making the top group much faster and harder to take down here. So a 10, Bradley Brett has a 6 on his fast pit. Wayne Montana has a fast pit of 8, and he rolled a 9, so he's not going to get 1. P. McAtee has a 9. He rolled a 2, so he will get 1 there. Cam Croyle has a 9. He has rolled a 10. And Evan Utek, who hasn't really touched anything at all today, has a 5 there. And then, of course, fast pit is a 3. And last but not least, Tom Rossi, our leader here, fast pit of 7. He rolled a 7, so he will get a well-deserved performance chip. And, of course, then we're going to re-roll, or we're not going to re-roll, we're going to maneuver these guys to make sure that they get out of the pits quickly here. So, basically, performance chips, there's none in the middle group, so we're going to move in Pete McAtee up to the top. He'll switch out with Cam Croyle, and then Julie Justice will move and switch out with Cam Croyle. So there's your big switch right there, guys. Cam Croyle, when he went into the pit stop there, he was 3rd, and now he's leaving at 7th. So that's pretty big there, guys. As you guys can see, Evan Utek will just sit in his next spot there at 2nd. So that's going to be one more stretch there. He won't have to worry about it. But now we're going to roll the black die again real quick to see who will try to race against the top leader to take its spot. So 3. So that will be Julie Justice. Okay. So without being defended, of course, Julie Justice can roll the dice to get up ahead. 4. And it does. So he does successfully do it. So he will take that and we'll go for it. But we have to roll whether or not they keep or they use their performance chips here, guys. Let's see. So they use them. Okay. So they both use them. That still being said, they do change. So Tom Rossi had a good run there, but it looks like Julie Justice and his pit crew team definitely earned their money there, as Julie Justice, now after our first little commercial break here, guys, in between races, has now overtaken and is now first in the lead there. So great job to Julie Justice and his team. Evan Utek, can't say he's doing anything wrong. Absolutely what he should be doing. Really guarding that spot, that number 2 spot in the race here. And let's give it up to, let's see here, who was it? Tom Rossi, who moved up pretty high there, and also Pete McAtee, who moved up from the middle group already all the way up to number 3. So guys, absolutely leave a like button in the comments below there. I really do appreciate that. Like and subscribe if you guys already haven't. Very much appreciated to everyone who's been kind of keeping along with this series. I know a couple people are voting for, let's see here, people have already voted for Chris Wine, Evan Utek. I know a lot of people are kind of voting for Cam Croyles too. Some people are already told me about that, and Wayne Montana. So we'll see if those guys' predictions, those guys' desires will come true. We'll see you guys next time at the Ice Brew 600 in the bleachers.